Okay, it's awards time, which we will be doing every week, and let's kick off. Okay, worst promo of the week. I think you know where this is going. This goes to Jeremy Piven, John Cena, and Dr. Ken. Not to The Miz. The Miz's part was fine, but that whole promo was utterly appalling. Showed how ridiculous this whole guest host thing is. So they get the Kizarnywehrdlyknewye Worst Promo of the Week award. Best promo of the week goes to CM Punk. It wasn't an exceptional promo. His delivery was exceptional, but the promo, the subject matter was something he'd said before. But still, there was no real competition. CM Punk, easy. The Kizarnywehrdlyknewye Worst Performer of the Week award goes to Jeremy Piven, just edging out John Cena. It would have been John Cena on any other week for burying The Miz and then behaving like Superman in the ring. But Jeremy Piven was just such a smug, classless little promoter of his film. It was appalling. I really hated it. Performer of the Week goes to CM Punk again. He's kind of sweeping the boards this week. I'm a big CM Punk fan. Bobby prefers John Morrison. I prefer CM Punk, and not just because of his mic skills. We have a big argument about this. I prefer CM Punk. I wonder how many of you agree with me. I bet most of you prefer John Morrison. I'm fine with that. I prefer Punk. The Kizarnywehrdlyknewye Worst Moment of the Week goes to Jeremy Piven saying "the Summerfest." Just the moment that encapsulated how ludicrous this whole guest host thing is. You know, how it's got so little to do with wrestling. It's just all about the money. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Whereas the moment of the week goes to CM Punk again. I'm sorry, it's a bit CM Punk dominated, for his brutal beatdown of Jeff Hardy, and then the stuff he was saying afterwards. You know, he put Hardy's head in the chair and threw him into the ring post. That was great. And then he just started talking to the paramedics, and he went, "Yeah, you fix him up, so I can destroy him again." Then he went up to, saw the guys with the stretcher coming down the ramp, and just intimidated them, and they started going round the other way, and he went, "Yeah, that's right, you just go round, like that." And then he goes up to Teddy Long, and Teddy Long starts running towards Jeff Hardy and goes, "Go check on your poster boy, Teddy." Brilliant. Punk's heel persona is brilliant. It truly is. He is clearly the most watchable thing on WWE television right now, and having CM Punk be the last thing we see each and every week is really helping the product as a whole. The Mike Adamle Award for incompetence in commentary goes this week to Todd Grisham, as I'm sure it will go to many, many times, for possibly the most obvious statement of all time. Just asinine. He said, "You would have to believe a win over Jericho would be the biggest in JTG's singles career." Really, Todd? Would you believe that? Really? JTG? The biggest win in JTG's career? A win over the first ever undisputed champion, 5-time world champion, 9-time intercontinental champion, with the legitimate claim to be one of the best wrestlers of all time? Would that be the biggest win of JTG's career? Who's beaten nobody, has been a random jobber on Crime Time? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you that stupid? I mean, Jim Ross just cut over him and just went, "Yeah, well, obviously." I mean, JTG's never beaten anyone. I've never seen him wrestle a singles match before. Do you really think him beating Chris Jericho would be the biggest win of his career? You fucking moron. Anyway. So the Kizarnywehrdlyknewye Worst Show of the Week goes to Monday Night Raw. No surprises there. And the Best Show of the Week goes to ECW, which I enjoyed much more than SmackDown this week. I felt it made fewer booking mistakes. In fact, I think it made almost no booking mistakes, really. While the Shelton Benjamin Zack Ryder promo was god-awful, I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they were pushing the right people. This was a really fun ECW with that great backstage segment and that great hardcore match at the end. Very good stuff. Worst match of the week goes to John Cena versus The Miz, for John Cena behaving like Superman, although there were two obvious other candidates, being, of course, Chris Masters. I can't even remember the guy's so boring, versus Santino Marella, and of course JTG versus Chris Jericho, just for that ridiculous outcome and how undeserved it was on JTG's part. I'd just like to say, by the way, for the worst moment of the week, I know I said the Summerfest incident, but there were two other things that I just thought were abysmal. Matt Hardy getting introduced as a special guest enforcer, that was fucking appalling. I was just so depressed. They showed a guy in the audience just grimacing, and I think they were trying to put across the idea that he was grimacing because Jeff Hardy was about to lose. No! He was grimacing because Matt Hardy's a fucking moron, right? No one wanted to see him. This was terrible. And also, of course, JTG being Chris Jericho, which was just ludicrous. Those were two other contenders, but I'm going to go with the Summerfest incident just because it highlighted how ridiculous this guest host thing is on Monday Night Raw. Anyway, match of the week. In third position, CM Punk versus Jeff Hardy. And I'm going to give an overview of each of the matches. This was a good match. This match was bearable because Matt remained completely silent, basically, and barely moved a muscle, which is his best acting. CM Punk was getting heel heat. Jeff Hardy, of course, was getting the face reaction. And in terms of entertainment, this was one of their better matches, really. Jeff Hardy was still pretty sloppy. He missed about 50% of his moves, as ever. Punk was really good. Punk was totally solid in this match. Anyway, we start off with an untidy opening segment, which culminates in Jeff Hardy getting pulled in a nice spot to the floor. That was good. And then we're followed by a convincing period of Punk domination as he works on Jeff Hardy's ribs. Then Hardy floats over an Irish whip. This was nice. Runs back and does the Whisper in the Wind. I enjoy that. Hardy takes over, does some of his signature moves. Then Punk hits a top rope superplex for 2. That was good. A selection of strikes by Punk, then a GTS attempt, which was reversed into a Twist of Fate attempt, which was reversed into a roll-up, and Punk was kicked out of the ring. That was very good. Liked that sequence a lot. And then Hardy slingshotted himself over the top rope. That was all great. Then Punk baseball slides into, hang on, did I miss out a bit? Yeah. Punk baseball slides into Matt Hardy and knocks him over by accident when he was attempting to get Jeff. Then Jeff, as Punk comes back into the ring, hits a rope-aided Twist of Fate, goes for the Swanton. Punk gets the knees up, catches him, and they play up the idea that Punk was going to win the world title here, but instead, which was good, I really enjoyed that, then Matt pulled him out of the ring, and as Punk argued with Matt, Jeff rolled him up for the 3 count. Good match, not a great match. Matt Hardy's involvement obviously put a dampener on it in general. Number 2, John Morrison versus Tyson Kidd. A really, really good match for SmackDown. I actually do think this is better than their Superstars match. There were a lot of great things about this. John Morrison got a good pop at the start, which I enjoyed. A fun technical wrestling to begin with. Morrison stopped Kidd's aggression with some of his fancy schmancy offense and botched a standing shooting star press for the 2nd week in a row. Thank you very much, Bobby. Yeah, we're continuing to have this argument about who's better. The Hart Dynasty get involved on the outside, and which was fine. And then Punk did a nice baseball slide, which knocked Morrison into the guardrail. Kidd actually made a headlock and stuff like that look really painful, which I enjoyed. Kidd makes rest holds and general heel things which would look boring, actually very interesting to watch. Then Morrison connects with a calf kick. There's a beautiful sequence in the middle of the ring where, you know, if it was John Cena versus Randy Orton, they'd just be doing punch, 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 punch. But as it's these two, it was punch, punch, kick, kick, and then Tyson Kidd goes for the knockout kick and Morrison reverses it with that cool spin kick he does. Great, great, great spot. Kidd's made to look good, hits a rope hung leg drop, then he hits that springboard front flip neck breaker thing. Very enjoyable. And then Kidd avoids the high knee, the low running knee, which I really enjoyed because they showed the replay last week where Kidd got basically beaten by that move. So I enjoyed the fact they'd moved the feud on and he avoided the knee. But Morrison hits him with the chuck kick, Starship Pain, which lands on his head, which was botched, but actually looked quite good. That was really good. Match of the week, Tommy Dreamer versus Christian. This was a 3.5-star match for me. This was a good hardcore match. It looked really good, I felt. It was comfortably the best match of the week. Some innovative stuff. We had Christian get side Russian leg sweeped on the outside. We had Christian do a nice missile drop kick. We had Dreamer throw Christian into the hot dog cart and then stop and eat a hot dog, which was quite cool. We had Dreamer do a pump handle suplex with the kendo stick in between his legs. End of the match comes when Dreamer seems to have the match won, and then Christian makes this great realistic comeback rather than being Superman and hulking up, he just starts throwing things at Dreamer in like a desperate way. Christian introduces the car door to the ring, Dreamer goes for a pile driver, and Christian reverses it into the kill switch for the win. Very good. Really good match. It looked good. It was your good WWE match. There was lots of good psychology. Christian's part of the match was near perfect. Tommy Dreamer's wasn't bad either. Anyway, please rate this video. Please comment this video. Please subscribe if you wish. Please tell me what you think about the new format, and tell me of any segments you think we should do, etc., etc. Personal message me with Q&A questions. Okay, bye.